Did you ever kill for love? Come on, be honest. Well, if you did, then you are not alone. There are plenty of people out there who have committed murder in the name of love, even if they didn't mean to. But what about killing in the name of eternal youth? Now that's just messed up. Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. Today, we are going to be exploring one of history's most terrifying yet enticing legends. The story of Elizabeth Bathory, a countess who bathed in the blood of virgins in order to maintain her youthful beauty. Her gruesome tale has inspired countless works of art over the years and has left us wondering, is there any truth to the legend of Bloody Mary, or was she just an unlucky victim of circumstance? Let's find out. In 1609, rumors began circulating around Hungary's Countess Elizabeth, the so-called Blood Countess. It was said that she was a cruel and merciless woman who delighted in torturing young girls before draining their blood and using it in her beauty treatments. As the story spread, more and more people came forward with tales of the Countess's atrocities, painting a picture of a monster who would stop at nothing to preserve her youth. But how much of this was true, and how much of it was simply the product of a vicious rumor mill? Elizabeth Bathory was born into wealth and privilege in 1560. She was the daughter of a powerful Hungarian nobleman and was well educated for a woman of her time. At the age of 14, she married Count Ferenc Nadasdy. Together, they had 3 sons and a daughter, but tragedy struck when her husband was killed in battle in 1604. Following her husband's death, Elizabeth inherited a vast fortune and became the sole ruler of her family's estate. She used her newfound power and wealth to indulge in her passions, which included hunting, gambling, and, most notably, the occult. As the years passed, rumors began to circulate about the Countess's strange behavior. They also said that she kept young girls around her who she dressed in fine clothes and forced to engage in sexual acts with older men. While there is no evidence to support these claims, they paint a picture of a woman who was not afraid to live life on the edge. Soon, the rumors took a darker turn. People started talking about strange occurrences at the Countess's estate, including sightings of strange lights in the windows, and sounds of screams and moans in the night. Some even claimed to have seen the bodies of young girls dumped near the estate, their bodies mutilated and drained of blood. These rumors eventually led to the most disturbing claims of all, that the Countess was a vampire and that she bathed in the blood of young girls in order to maintain her beauty. While there is no evidence to support these claims, they were fueled by the fact that the Countess was known to keep young girls around her, and that she was rumored to have a fascination with blood. According to legend, Elizabeth Bathory developed a taste for blood after accidentally spilling some on herself while sacrificing a goat. When the blood came into contact with her skin, she felt a surge of energy and decided to try it again. This time, she cut open a young girl and drained her of blood, which she then used in her bath. From that point on, she became obsessed with maintaining her youth and beauty and would bathe in the blood of young girls on a regular basis. There is, of course, no evidence to support this claim, but it makes for a chilling story that has captured the imaginations of many throughout history. To make matters worse, Elizabeth allegedly ordered the killings of anyone who spread rumors about her activities, creating a climate of fear and silence around her estate. This only added to the mystery surrounding her and made it difficult to separate fact from fiction. Despite the rumors, Elizabeth continued to live her lavish lifestyle until her sons came of age and could take over her estates. In 1611, she retired from public life and spent her days managing her estates and indulging in her hobbies. However, the rumors about her did not die down. In fact, they grew stronger and more vicious, eventually reaching the ears of King Matthew II of Hungary. The king was outraged by the claims of the Vampire Countess and sent his royal physician, Dr. Fust, to investigate. However, upon arriving at her estate, he was unable to gather any concrete evidence of her crimes. Despite this, or perhaps because of it, he returned to the king with a confession from Elizabeth, detailing her supposed crimes. The confession, which was later published in a pamphlet, was likely coerced and contained numerous inconsistencies, but it did its job in painting a clear picture of Elizabeth as a monster. The king was furious and immediately ordered the arrest of the Countess. She was charged with heresy and witchcraft, and thrown into a dungeon where she spent the remainder of her life. While in prison, she was denied basic necessities such as food and clothing, and was forced to sleep on a cold stone floor. Eventually, she became too weak to stand and was dead for the last 3 years of her life. In 1614, the king's brother, Prince Francis, attempted to intervene on her behalf, but his efforts were unsuccessful. On August 22, 1614, after spending 18 years in prison, Elizabeth died of starvation and exposure. Her body was exhumed and burned, and her ashes were scattered to prevent the rise of a vampire. However, despite the lack of physical evidence, the legend of Elizabeth Bathory lived on. Her story has been immortalized in literature, art, and film, with many modern retellings, drawing inspiration from her supposed crimes. While it is impossible to know the truth behind the legend, the story of Elizabeth Bathory serves as a reminder of the lengths to which some will go to preserve their beauty and youth. Now that we've heard her side of the story, let's explore the dark tales that may have inspired this chilling legend. One such tale comes from the world of royalty. The infamous Vlad the Impaler, also known as Dracula, was rumored to have dipped his bread in blood during feasts, believing it would give him the strength and vitality of the young. While there is no evidence to support this claim, it makes for a gruesome and memorable anecdote in the annals of history. Another dark tale comes from the Ottoman Empire, where Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent was said to have bathed in the blood of young virgins in order to maintain his virtue. Like Vlad the Impaler's alleged habit, there is no proof that this bizarre practice actually took place. However, the story persists, offering a glimpse into the strange and sometimes disturbing practices of the elite. One particularly intriguing story involves the infamous alchemists of medieval Europe. These mysterious figures were obsessed with the idea of immortality, and were rumored to have experimented with all sorts of bizarre concoctions, including blood-based elixirs. While alchemy is now considered a pseudoscience, at the time it was taken very seriously, and some of the alchemists' experiments may have involved the use of blood. During the Middle Ages, bloodletting was a common medical practice, and it was believed that by removing bad blood, one could cure a variety of ailments, including those related to aging. While this practice is now considered harmful and ineffective, it was widely accepted at the time, and it is possible that Elizabeth Bathory and other members of the aristocracy partook in it. Indeed, Elizabeth's supposed crimes were eerily similar to those of the infamous Countess, also known as Lady Bath. Like Elizabeth, was a member of the Hungarian nobility who lived in the 16th century. She was known for her cruel and sadistic behavior, and was accused of torturing and murdering hundreds of young girls. However, unlike Elizabeth, was tried and convicted for her crimes, and was sentenced to life in prison. The similarities between the two countesses' supposed crimes have led some to believe that they may have been inspired by the same source. However, there is no evidence to support this theory, and it remains unclear whether or not also bathed in the blood of her victims. In the end, the legend of Elizabeth Bathory may never be fully explained. Whether or not she bathed in the blood of young girls, the story has captured the imaginations of people around the world, and has become a staple of vampire lore. But do you think Elizabeth Bathory was guilty as charged? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching.